All right, this is a lot of fun. Two-time defending Super Bowl champs, the Chiefs, opening up training camp for rookies and quarterbacks today. Late Sunday night, Patrick Mahomes and Chris Jones going back and forth. Some fun on X with Mahomes trying to get Jones to report to camp early with himself and the rookies. Jones reply with this. How about, Pat, I love you, but Andy told me that's the day for quarterbacks and rookies. I got to respect the process. I love that.
What, D-line report about August 30th, the D-line?
Yeah, we wonder why they win Super Bowl.
There is Patrick Mahomes, of course. Again, quarterbacks and rookies reporting in Kansas City, the two-time defending champs, trying to three-peat, something we have not seen in the Super Bowl era. For much more on the Chiefs opening up camp today, Michele Steele joins us now from Kansas City. So a wide receiver rookie, and that is Xavier Worthy. He's been dealing with a hamstring injury. What did Mahomes and Andy Reid have to say about their first-round pick?
Yeah, you know what? The Chiefs have really high hopes for this guy, right? There's a reason they drafted him in the first round, the speedster out of Texas. He missed essentially every rep in the spring because of that hamstring issue that you guys talked about. But I spoke to Andy Reid. He says that Worthy is ready to go. And the next few days here with just rookies and quarterbacks here at camp are going to be really valuable for him. Now, historically, rookie wide receivers and Andy Reid offenses don't get a ton of play their first year. Obviously, Rashee Rice bucked that trend last season. And Mahomes says that Worthy, it's time to get to work.
There's no easing. Like he's going to have to get out and be ready to go. We got a lot of competition on this offense. Brett Veach and Coach Reid did a great job bringing a lot of competition in. And Xavier, I mean, he got a lot of mental work in these last few weeks that he had during OTAs and minicamp. But it's time to go now. And I mean, y'all saw it with Rashee last year and some of the throwing up days he had. I mean, we're gonna push you to the limit and prepare yourself to be ready to go for the season. And that's not just him; that's everybody. And everybody has to have that mentality when they come into camp.
Now, Kevin, you may have noticed, if you're paying attention to my background, that I am not in front of Arrowhead. I am, in fact, at Missouri Western State University. The Chiefs are one of just 8 teams, a dwindling number of NFL teams who travel for training camp. Back in the early 2000s, it was as many as 21 teams that traveled. And guess what? Andy Reid likes it that way. So as hard as it might be for you or I to imagine, but the Super Bowl winning quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, will be sleeping in a cinder block dorm room tonight. He said for the first time, he actually brought a TV with him, so he will be able to watch as many episodes of NFL Live as he can.
We appreciate that, but there's no
good-
way. There's
good
no
for
way
him,
he's
yeah.
sleeping on those beds. There's no way he's sleeping on a mattress like this. There's
Yes,
no way.
Twin XL. Kevin, Twin XL mattresses for everybody. And the Chiefs equipment manager says, in case players forgot pillows and pillowcases, they have pillows. So guys can't, use a loophole like, oh, I forgot a pillow, got to go home. No. The Chiefs equipment staff has pillows for them. So the focus is going to be on football, the team, and your dorm room.
Michele, thank you. That's how you keep a champion grounded. I appreciate that, Michele, because we know you're sleeping on a luxury bed tonight. Thank you so much, Michele. Last season, by the way, Mahomes averaged just 6.2 air yards per attempt, which was the second shortest in the league, in front of only Jake Browning, and the shortest of his career. That should change this year because of course, the deep threat addition, Xavier Worthy, who set the combine record for 40-yard dash, and Marquise Brown, who had the 10th deepest average depth of target last season. Lewis, what's the next step here when you look at Mahomes in this offense?
Yeah, I think it's getting this really ever-evolving wide receiver core up to speed. Look, I think Xavier has to be healthy. Hollywood has to be on the football field. Sky Moore has to reemerge. Can they salvage anything out of Kadarius Toney? Can he be counted on? They drafted a guy named Jared Wiley out of TCU, who's a former quarterback, long, lanky, tight end, wide receiver hybrid type of guy. And Andy's the best at getting these kind of guys, finding roles for them, and then going ahead and getting them into this offense with the greatest quarterback of all time. But remember this, they have one of the best O-lines in football, maybe a top 2 O-line in all of football. That's always a great equalizer.
We began the show talking about how Caleb Williams in Chicago has an acclimation period that we think will include just like doing the easy things well. For Kansas City, it's the inverse. Patrick Mahomes is going to be the best player on the planet. That much we already know. The receivers let him down last year, though, until the playoffs began. failed execution consistently left this team playing behind the sticks or having to win games because of grinded out defensive efforts until Rashee Rice kind of got the ball rolling in the second half of the season. All those players that Lewis just mentioned need to be much steadier, plus the new faces, including Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown. If they do that, we know this. It's not a matter of whether they have the talent to win it again. It's a matter of whether they can bring that any given Sunday mentality once again and do something that Dan has literally never been done before.
Yeah, I mean, if Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy are what they're expected to be, you can write the three-peat down.
Wow. Already.
This offense, the offensive line Lewis mentioned, is going to be really good.
Yep.
This offense was capable enough last year without any vertical speed, really. Yep. The defense kept them in games.
Yeah.
That defense is in many ways still intact. I know L'Jarius is not there, and all due respect, phenomenal cover corner, but the meat of this defense is still there.
Yeah.
So if the defense is still there, was on the backs of a Super Bowl win, if those two guys bring back the explosive element to this offense and the speed element to this offense, you can mark down the three-peat.
Hey, Lewis, real quick, do you agree with that, especially losing Snead?
Yeah, look, David Merritt, their defensive back coach, him and Steve Spagnuolo is the best combination maybe in football right now. You just don't hear David Merritt's name. And remember the work that Brett Veach did in the 22 draft, all the DBs that he drafted. They won the Super Bowl against Philadelphia with basically a bunch of rookies in the secondary. All those guys are third-year players now, and they've won 2 Super Bowls. They'll be fine.
Okay.